Good. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
We'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Aki, and pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, we're back once again on this Thursday night, as we do open forum for tonight. And a lot of things that during the open forum, we do go into news and prophecies. And through the spirit, we're here to wake our people up. The one, and like I said, the elect may be already sealed, but we know as the times are going, hey, the times are short. So we have to definitely get prepared for what's coming and what's gonna keep basically what we're seeing in front of us. Things are about to erupt. All the things are going from the within Babylon, also on the international stage. All these prophets that we're seeing is happening. Okay, so we have to be constantly keeping our eyes up for what? For the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So we constantly be circumspect, as the scripture says in Ephesians 5, not as fool but as wise, because what these days are evil, going to those bad times that we're seeing, and these bad times are only going to continue to ramp up. You know, and so we definitely got to prepare ourselves. We got to put on the armor of Yahweh Shai and have faith. Faith is a big is a major part of what's coming now. And who do you have faith in, or what do you have faith in? That's what it's going to come down to. And we know through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, we know we have the our faith on the correct names. We have faith on the Creator. All right, the Holy One, Yahweh, meaning He is Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our deliverer, our salvation, who the word English calls Jesus Christ. So we'll get into it. Oh, you got some speaking on.
This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. It's the words of Yahweh Shai. He says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares."
Yeah, take heed. You gotta listen. You gotta really look into yourself. All right. Read the.
Yep, Luke 21 and 34. It says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares."
So we're looking in this world right now. And you can see certain things, and you can have a little sort of a faint of heart, right? And that's going into what the cares of this world. You got to let go of those cares, because the Lord is bringing forth division among the people, your household. They bring division amongst the nations of people. All right. So the cares of this world, you have to let go of the cares of this world. That's what putting off that old man. You cannot let him creep back up in. Creep back up in. If you let him creep back up in, then what? You start caring for more of the things of the world. And what's about to happen to this world? Lord said Esau is going to build, but he's going to throw down. All right, he's coming to what? Bring forth destruction. Babylon is going to be what? It's going to be destroyed. All right, it's going to be destroyed. And how are we going to get out of this? We got to get out of this, like I said, through our Wisdom of Solomon 5, through the strangers of our salvation. That's what they're going to see when the missile's about to hit. We're going to be delivered. Lord willing, we are part of that elect. We know we do have faith, and we know and believe that the elect is going to be delivered during those times where, like I said, that thermonuclear destruction, and also by way of the chariots come and shoot those beams. All right, because so basically put away these mortal thoughts, as it says, and what is it?
14. Yes, sir.
Yeah, around the 14th verse.
Man, bro. Yeah, I was just going to land back on that. That's, a beautiful comment through the spirit you made. We got to put off these mortal thoughts, because that's ultimately what, the spiritual demon Satan, through, his left-handed agency, or through his agency, starting with the Edomites and the wicked of our people and the rest of these heathens, that's what they're going to play on is, mortal thoughts. you know, and as we, make a habitual practice every day, casting off the cares of the flesh, mortifying the deeds and members of the flesh, that's for a reason. We're just not doing this just for no reason. No, we're doing this because that's a part of equipping, ourselves with the armor of the Lord.
That's right.
Because that way, you know, you're beating Esau to the punch, if you will, when you already mortified the deeds of your flesh, because now he no longer has leverage over you. Because the powers that be, they're about to play up on everybody's flesh. They've already been, but they're the outward temptation. That's the ultimate test,
Yeah.
okay, of the flesh. To where all centered around, okay, you taking that micro seed or not, and what is it all centered around? The flesh. So this is why on the forefront of our minds, as the hopeful elect, okay, is to put on therefore as the elect, as it says in Colossians 3. That's the spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the spirit. But I'm gonna read this quick one for you. 2 Peter 3:11 NLT. Since everything around us is going to be destroyed like this, okay, with this fire, man, specifically here in Babylon the Great, said, what holy and godly lives you should live, looking forward to the day of Yahweh Shah and hurrying it along. See, if you're in the right spirit, you're in the spirit of, scripture says, the captive exile hasten that he may be loose. You're in the spirit of, hastening in the righteousness, man.
Right.
That's on the forefront of this ministry. That's why the Lord set up this ministry and the men in it. Because ultimately, we're ready to see righteousness established on the earth, man. The Lord has allowed us for a long time to see, the results of, partaking of that fruit, and what comes out of that. You got this big old jumbo gumbo ball of a mess that we live in right now, to where people actually argue if there's more than two genders. You got women above men. You got men on islands eating little humans and drinking the red. Like, that's what happens, man. So we're ready for righteousness upon the earth, man.
That's right.
Okay, where the Most High sets up the throne of David, okay, with his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, okay, to govern it. All right, and then every man is order. And the throne of David is ultimately the Most High's throne on earth. That's the Most High's rule on earth. You see? So that's what we're ushering in. And that's being set up right now in the spirit, Daniel 2:44. In the days of these kings, the Most High shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So it's a lot of moving parts, okay, in the Lord's movie. Particular things that's made easily manifest, and a lot of things that's more subtle, But you got to have the spirit to discern these things, man. All right, because Yahweh Shemal Shah, he's definitely getting down and busy, man. If you in the spirit, and we excited over here, man. You got it.
Hey, what's that? What did you read in Luke, bro?
Luke 21:34.
Can you read it again?
Yeah, Luke 21:34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares.
Right. So one more time.
Mhm.
My bad.
Yeah, again, it says, verse 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life.
Right. The surfeit. How you say it?
Surfeiting.
Yeah. That's that. It goes into an open indulgence or excess of something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what America promotes. It gives you so-called freedom. It gives you liberty to just destroy yourself, man. You see, that's why the scriptures tell us to restrain ourselves, mortify your members. You don't supposed to just be out running and doing what you want to do, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these people are doing. And like you had mentioned that about the elites, bro. So I got something real quick. This Sirach 37:27. My son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. You see? So all these people are so busy eating and overindulging and surfing, you know what I'm saying? That they not, they not paying attention to what's truly going on in the world, man. You see? That's why they got their thing with their bread and circus. Give a nigga, they give them entertainment, they won't pay attention. That's exactly what these people are consumed by, serving it over excess of all this bullshit that they not. That's why, bro, it gotta be something wrong. These people are through. Bro, here it is, your whole government officials, all these government officials could come out, like the brother said, baby eaters, man.
Right.
You're seeing crime eaters. heads, all kind of shit. Wicked shit that these niggas doing, or even the nigga Stephen Hawking in the fucking wheelchair getting down, bro. You know what I'm saying? And niggas just like they kept eating sandwiches, bro. Oh yeah, niggas. Because when people eating, when you eating, you're not paying attention on what's going on around you. You too busy consuming. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly how Esau got to these people, man.
Mhm. And that's why the scriptures say in Matthew and in Luke, as in the days of Noah, shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. Same things that were going on back then, marrying, eating, marrying, giving into marriage, all that stuff, that partying and just chilling, having a good old time.
Right.
You know, hey, they're doing the same things now. You see what happened back then? Only 8 people, 8 souls, man. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives, man, made it out of there, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else perished, you know, because they was on some BS, just like these people are today, man. And the same thing is happening again. That's why it says, as in the days of Noah shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. The same thing is going to happen again, except this time it's going to be fire, man, opposed to water, you know?
And if I can also add, who's around during the time of Noah? Of course, the sons of God, and you got the sons of men, but you had the sons of the wicked. Okay, the descendants of Cain.
Yep.
And them niggas are back through Esau, man. You know, starting with the chief house, okay, of the heathens, these Amalekites. Now they actually been exposed on a the highest level ever.
Right. Through.
They are super through. So what do you think they're about to do? They're about to come down with great wrath. After you catch a fugitive and a criminal, okay, which that word criminal goes back to that word crimson, which means red, which that's Esau. He's the red man. But when a criminal and a fugitive is caught, you know, for lying all these years, killing, fleeing away from the crime scene, once he's caught, what you think he's gonna do? You think he's gonna fess up and have accountability? No. He gonna turn against you, man.
Yep.
He gonna try to kill you. He gonna kill the witness.
That's why that's why they're trying to bring it past these anti-sim laws,
Right.
To try to stop it. You had Tucker Carlson do that interview with that one small head. And I was watching it earlier, bro, but I loosely paraphrasing, he had asked him, well, how do we know who the people of the Lord are?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you had the small head say, well, if they go and they pray and they doing this and they're doing this and that, then they gotta be the people. Not necessarily. So if I go to this, if I drive this brother truck and wear his work clothes and go to his job, that don't mean I'm that dead, brother. Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm impersonating. Right. Right, nigga, no.
This why we call you, well, you call yourself the Ish people.
Right.
Due to the Ish, because Ish means pertaining to.
Right.
You know, like childish. Okay, a grown man can act like a child. Does that mean that he's a child physically? No, he has childish behaviors. So going back to like what the brother said, that was a super invalid point, or attempt of a point that I think his name was Huckabee.
Yeah.
That was a super invalid attempt of him trying to say that, well, okay, so this proves that they're the biblical, the ancient Israelites.
Right.
Yeah, look, they're in the land. Nigga, shut up, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know good and damn well you lying right now.
Right.
You see, and the whole world knows, and ultimately what kicked off all these particular conversations and the controversies about who's the true people and who's not is this ministry, man.
That's right.
The Wadi Al Bashmal Shah. So you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, man, you should be excited as hell right now.
Man.
This is your power pleading for you. This is all for the controversy of Zion.
Yep.
Like you said, Jake is eating sandwiches. They don't care that the king of the universe is pleading their cause.
That's right.
See, this is why he's only pleading the elect's cause. And he's going to do it, okay, in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat. That's why simultaneously you got all these major world militaries going to the valley of Jehoshaphat area.
Right.
Okay? You got the Abraham Lincoln, you know, warship over there. You got the other U.S. aircraft carrier over there, like, which those things haven't been moved in years, man. And when you move it out them big dogs like that, something about to happen.
Right.
But you gotta ask yourself, why? How come all the attention is fixated over there to the so-called Middle East?
Right.
It's because that's where Yahweh Shah is going to wage the war to end all wars, man. Our king, our big brother, man, a so-called black man, he gonna come out the sky. Okay, he's gonna stand on top of it. Oh, what the world would deem a UFO.
Right.
Okay, this is our faith. We believe this. He's gonna stand on top of a so-called UFO, which is the chariots of Israel. Okay, known as the fathership, 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter. You can read about that. And he's pissed off, man. And he's going to be accompanied along with millions upon millions of angels, which are so-called black men with afro. Listen, this ain't no joke, man. Like, this is what's about to happen.
Right.
Okay? The scripture speaks about the strangeness of our salvation.
Yep.
And only few people are actually anticipating this, that can actually pinpoint exactly what's going to happen. And that's the hopeful elect, man. The elect is ready for that.
That's right.
You see? And it's about to catch all these people off guard. It's why now Donald Trump is talking about he's about to release all the so-called alien or UFO files, and it's just so much, man. He's trying to cover his ass with the whole Easting deal,
Yeah.
but it's also the Lord. He's showing them so much where they gotta say something, man, because everybody's seeing him. You see, but this is this is for the elect's sake, man.
Right. This is James 4 and verse 4. It says, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses, ye know not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua." And we are, and like you say, so this is the enmity when you're trying to be friends with the world. You want this world to continue on. The Lord is not happy with you if you want that to happen. You want this world to go on, like you say, we're gonna got 1,000 more years. No, you are not measuring the time diligently in itself.
I was just gonna say real quick. Esau doesn't even believe he has 1,000 years left.
No.
Like, that is literally impossible when you understand how kingdoms operate and function.
Right.
There's never been a kingdom upon the earth that's ever lasted over 1,000 years. Bro, the average lifespan of a kingdom is 250 years. This year marks America's 250 years. So that is, you know how much faith that takes to actually believe America has another 1,000 years left?
Right.
That is impossible. That is literally freaking impossible, bro. But you got niggas who claim to be Israelites that believe that. You know how much faith that takes? To really think that an empire has over 1,000 years to exist, bro. That's never been seen before. So you're absolutely crazy. And not only an empire, but this is the most wickedest empire. You see?
So the Lord is not with this world. He's not with Esau. He's not with the rulers of this world that have blinded the mind of you. And like I said, we're here as like I say, coming in the state of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're calling out these things. When R. Kelly and all these Bill Cosby, everybody was looking at them. It was all over the news and on the main news and everything. It ain't like that now with us. I mean, every second you were seeing something happen with people coming out talking. What's the one did the interview with R. Kelly? Damn. Gail, what's her name? Gail. I can't think of her last name, but that Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, Oprah friend. Gail. She had the interview with R. Kelly. What about all these Easting people that the thing that was in the list? Why are you not going out interviewing them, talking to them? Because what? When they go up the ladder, then they try to do what? They try to deter you. They try to deter you by saying, "Well, look at this. Now we see aliens. We're gonna go ahead and bring these out. Look at this. Look what's happening over here in this country. Look what's happening over here." See, all that is what? Distraction. And also it's confusion.
Hey,
and that's Babylon.
And if I can also add, it makes you think of what's happening right now. Also makes you think about, if you've seen that movie, Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
You know how the government, that president was a woman president at the time, but when people start to like kind of catch wind, like, damn, bro, it's actually an asteroid that's coming to Earth is going to destroy us. But the government was so gun ho about like making the people like not look up through their enchantments, through the bread and circuses. But in one of the scenes, the president, she was in the Oval Office, and she was having like a council meeting amongst her advisors or whatever, and they were just saying basically like this, like the time for you to bring up the sex tapes, just so everybody's distraction, so everybody can be distracted from what's actually happening.
Right.
So this is Esau, bro. Listen, he's the devil, man. He's put all this in the movies. Like, he's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. And so we actually, this is a fucking movie, man. This is not a real kingdom, bro. This is childish as hell.
Everything is synthetic.
Yep.
Ain't nothing. You don't know what's real and what's not. Especially now with AI. Come on, bro. There's so many crazy things that I've been seeing some things pop up on mine, like where like they bringing mummies back to life. Have y'all seen that shit? Man, that shit crazy as hell. And they just and then then get up and then get up, then form back over the you know what I'm saying, and then they get up, and I'm like, nigga, what the hell? This shit crazy as hell. But yes, everything is synthetic.
Yeah.
You don't know what's real and what's not in this place, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's real woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just all through, bro. We got to get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah.
This is what's that bizarro world, bro?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, AI is making your food. You got lab 3D printed meats. AI is making your food. What the hell?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if you do eat so-called quote unquote real food, it's not real. Like I said, like bro, you got Roundup weed killer in your freaking bread.
Yep. Cereal.
Yeah, but like you said, Jay, keep eating cereal. You gotta ask yourself, why do I need weed killer in my freaking bread, man?
Yeah.
Oh, it's for preservatives. Nigga, my bread is supposed to mold. That you want to know why? Because it's organic. Things that's organic, it naturally breaks down and turns back into the dirt.
Exactly.
You see? But you take this bread, man, this shit would last all goddamn year.
Yep.
I think they had a test where they took a McDonald's cheeseburger. That shit lasted for years.
Yeah.
Perfect, man.
Yeah.
And niggas eat that. Israelites eat that.
Right.
They go in McDonald's
Yeah.
on the drive-through with the fridges on.
Yep.
Saying that, I keep the laws and commandments. This is my wisdom inside the nations. But you get a Whopper.
Right.
No, that's Burger King.
Yeah.
You get a Big Mac.
Spicy chicken.
Shit, I kid you not, about 5 or 6 years ago, I bought some bananas. And I never forget, we kept it for 3 weeks because it was green. So, you want to start changing colors, They took about 3 weeks to get right. We threw them shits away. Because, like, what the hell is happening with it? That's why Esau's, the food here in America, in Babylon, and other places, it's illegal to have this food. Like you said, the bread, a lot of bread is illegal in other countries that the bread they serve is here.
Right.
Even like the cereal. The cereal has something called, a lot of these cereal have trisodium phosphate in them. And that is something dealing with, that's something they put in like paint or paint thinner or something.
Right.
Why is all this stuff Esau put poison in your food? Because what? He want to get rid of you.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't our BG tell you on the TED Talk, you do a really, really good job? We can get the population to pop down to like 15, 20%. How are you going to get rid of get down to, get the pop down? And who was that? Running for president, Pamela. What's her name? Kamala.
Camel.
Yeah, she mentioned the same thing. She mentioned the same thing about bringing the pop down.
Yep.
And you bird brain don't think about this devil telling you that he's want to get rid of you and basically unalive you.
Yep.
And you clapping for him, telling him it's a good job.
Right.
This man is a devil. That's why is if you got love for this world, it's enmity to you. How about Shemiah shot? You don't supposed to have love for this world. This world is defiled, it's sickening, and it's leading towards what? Destruction for yourself that you don't wake up and turn to the hands of Yahweh Shemiah shot. And only the elect is going to do that and receive that the Lord is going to bring forth, which is mercy unto the remnant. Everybody else is going to get what? They're going to have to go through all this suffering that's going to happen here. Suffering and destruction.
Yo. Sirach 40:28. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. And our people, they've been reduced to beggary, and our people love begging. You see, we're the time now where the elect is saying, hell no. Isaiah the 10th chapter. They no longer stand up on the one that smote him, but stand up on the Holy One of Israel and truth. But our people are constantly begging the so-called white man, begging their oppressor. Okay. For an easier life, for let's go back to normal. Hell, they vote. When you go into the etymology of that word vote, it literally means to beg. That's to pray as well. So they're begging for a new oppressor, So all of our people know is just beg, beg, beg. Give me. Esau threatens to take away your food stamps. Jacob all in an uproar. You see? But he says, my son, lead not a beggar's life. For better it is to die than to beg. Why? Because you're not holding yourself to your true value.
Right.
You've reduced yourself to being a goddamn servant, man. It says, verse 29, the life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. So this is not a real life. You see? It says, the life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. Jake thinks that this is living, bro.
Right.
Bro, everything you do, you eat, you drink, is Esau, he filters it out to you, man. This man that hates your guts, he's the one that dictates, okay, what's in the grocery stores. You see, because this why he discouraged and ultimately made it illegal for you to just be able to plant in your backyard without his approval. Okay, you collect rainwater, that's you get fined. You see, because he wants you to lean up on him in every facet and area of your life.
Right.
He understands the more dependent you are upon him, the more control he has. See, controlling you, the chief things in life, as it says in Sirach 39th chapter. You know, your bread, your water. And you got that former CEO of Nestle. Okay, his name, I believe his name was David Broadbeck or Peter Broadbeck. And he says water is not a basic human right. You see that? So they're openly telling you, like, you don't deserve water. You don't deserve to eat. And if you do eat, you don't deserve the whole foods. You see, food that just has one ingredient in it. Right. No, we're going to give you all these scientific, the shit that's made in the lab. Have that floating around through your bloodstream. You pass it off to your, to your seed. Like, man, it's by the grace of the Lord. Yeah. Like it says in Lamentations 3:22, it's by the mercy of the Lord that we are not consumed. Bro, it's truly by the mercy of the Lord that we're not consumed. Because a lot of us, bro, our mothers, they were eating GMOs when they were pregnant with us, drinking a high C, a Red Punch, Twizzlers, Oreos.
Right.
And you in the womb just taking all that in, through the like damn. So Yahweh Shema has been preserving us the whole time, man. Mm-hmm. And what's that? You shall eat poison, you shall drink poison and live, man. So this is not a life, bro. So like the brother read in James 4th chapter, if you're a friend of this place, you're an enemy of the Lord, man, because this is ultimately this whole system, this whole beast system is predicated off of utter and complete defiance against Yahweh Shema and the ways of righteousness, man.
That's right.
You see, this is the kingdom of death.
And you are niggas want to join hand in hand with that,
They made the covenant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just gonna add to because the brother made a point to how about that voting thing, which means to beg, you know what I'm saying? Which reminds me, of course, of Taraji P. I always say to her ass, hey, listen, Joe, they believe in these people, they believe in this place. But these are the same niggas that go back to what's that, 1 Samuel the 8th chapter, when they said they wanted a king over them like the nations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's no, bro. We supposed to have a king from among our own people reigning over us, which we have a king. His name is David. Ultimately, Yahweh Shai is the ultimate king. But you know what I'm saying? These you niggas go back to them same niggas. And that's why you got a cruel Lord over you right now, man, because of your voting. You go into the goddamn thing, voting booth, and now you got a cruel Lord over you. You see what this nigga do. We don't feel sorry. We do not feel sorry for you, bro. You asked for that shit. Now you getting it. Which at the end of the day is just the judgments of the Lord are coming down. We're in the time of judgment. 2 Ezra 9th chapter. He's visiting the world which he made, man. Which that word visit means to punish, man. For all your wickedness,
So for like I said, they made the covenant with Esau, with the devil. This first Maccabees 1:11, it says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Is that not with General Yohanan and Bishop Nathaniel and these particular other Israelite camps did during the time of 2020? They encouraged Jake, damn near commanded Jake, to go get that dragon juice. I got 4 of them. God gave the white man that sign.
Right.
You see? You goddamn devil. Because how a covenant's made, you go to that Hebrew word covenant, it's barath or barash, and it means they're cutting into flesh. You see? So you had to literally get your flesh cut, in order to, like that was a covenant, bro. Yeah, and you got a little blood that leaks out, not a lot, but you got a little blood. So you got cut for the so-called white man in 2020, and you had Israelite so-called leaders whole time they over there bringing out Revelation 13:10, calling white man the devil, he going to slavery, but yet when the Lord turned that heat up a little bit, you know, they the first ones
Right.
to encourage that go get that dragon juice, man, with their fringes on in the line.
See, let's man made the covenant with them. You know, like first Maccabees 1:1. In those days, 1:11, sloppy. In those days, there went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow."
So coon ass niggas, man. Man, ever since we departed from them, you know, we were segregated from them.
Yeah.
You know, we got you know. So all this, you know, that's what always got Jake caught up in a world of trouble. Integrating with these goddamn heathens, man. Want to be like them. That's how we became Gentiles, man. You see, and completely lost our way. As the brothers reading right here in the book of Maccabees, we underwent something called the Hellenization period.
Yep.
To where a lot of our people that got caught up in the Greekish fashions, man, and became Greeks.
Mhm.
Those are the Greeks that you read about in the quote unquote, you know, New Testament, man. That Paul, you know, in particular, you know, particular men of the Lord went to go minister into. Those are the Greeks. Is our people that lost their way.
Yeah.
That, you know, in times past, their forefathers, you know, made covenants with, you know, with the Greekish fashion with Esau, man. See, but now through the Spirit of the Lord, the Lord woke them up through the ministry, okay, and told them, "You're Israelite, you're part of the Commonwealth of Israel. These promises pertaining to you too." You see, so we're doing the same thing right now, except we're in the uttermost part of the earth with it.
Yep.
Being witnesses for Yahweh Bashemal Shai. And seeing our people that can't get it on this side, the Lord's going to leave you here and melt you.
Exactly.
Pursuant to Ezekiel 22. This ain't no light thing. The Lord is not asking you, okay, to repent. He's not asking you to understand the truth. Okay? He's not asking you to listen to the prophet. He's commanding you, man. Luke 14, he says, "Go out into the highways and byways, and as many as you shall find, compel them to come in." When you go into that Greek word for compel, it literally means to make forcible by threats. So this is really a threat.
Yep.
The Lord is like, if you don't get your ass in here, I'm gonna F you up. You know?
Mhm.
So we ain't coming off sweet, okay, coming off cute, trying to sound all no, man, this is a threat from Yahweh Bashemal Shai. And through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
That's right.
And you got any two working brain cells, you're gonna get down with ultimately it's all predicated through the Spirit. The Lord's calling the elect.
They said give them warning from me.
Right.
Yep.
We're giving a warning.
Right.
That's the threat. And if you don't get this happen, this is gonna happen. That's what a threat. If you don't change this or this, and that, you're gonna receive these consequences. That's a warning. That is a threat.
Yeah, and that word actually, matter of fact, when you go into that word plead, it means to judge.
That's right.
Yeah, bro. So he ain't gonna please choose me. Nah, bro, that ain't what it means to plead. When the Lord is saying he gonna plead with them, he finna judge, bro. We're in a time of judgment. You know what I'm saying? That's why they gathered over there.
Yep.
In the valley of Yehoshaphat, man. The Lord's decision, his judgments.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna go down over there, man. The Lord gonna judge, bro.
Bro,
you know,
if you're to hear certain brothers a lot of brothers' testimonies of how, you know, we came into the truth, bro, the Lord scared us shitless, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because some of us, you know, like, you know, didn't get down with it instantly, you know. So the Lord had particular chain of events in your life to happen. And he scared the shit out of you. He made his presence known. However he did it, you know. But a lot of apostles, bishops, elders, brothers in this ministry because the Lord showed us a side of them, man, that we didn't know.
Right.
Because we grew up our whole lives thinking that God is good all the time, God is good. No, the Lord said, don't get it effed up, man. I'll kill you, man. You know?
And that's why he hates that, bro. Proverbs the 11th chapter tells you he's a balanced power.
Right.
He loves a false balance is abomination,
Right.
but a just weight is his delight, man. You know what I'm saying? That tells you he's telling you he's a balanced power. There's another side to that love and grace and you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff.
Yep.
There's another side to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the balance. That's what he loves. And all that the Christian, what we learned, like the brother said, we learned all love. You know, he's good all the time. Like the Lord ain't, you know, stop, bro. You know, the Lord is fierce, man.
Yeah.
He's what, like the scriptures say, by the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Terror, man.
Right.
Do you know what terror is? That's not a good thing, bro. To be terrorized.
No.
You want to be terrorized? That's crazy. You know, so that whole love, that shit, no, bro. The Christians don't got it, man. You know, and the Lord hates that shit. That's abomination. You got somebody?
Yeah, and I had that. And so,
Yeah, go ahead.
God, this 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 11, it says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
That's the elect, bro. Everybody that's not applying to everybody. That manifestation ain't to everybody. 2/3 of our people are through. Zechariah 13:8 has to happen. It's written, it's prophecy. You know, the Lord is a man, he can't lie. And he said his word's not gonna come back to him void, but it's gonna accomplish the thing whereto he said it.
Right.
You know, so these things have been spoken and written. They're going to happen. So that's talking about the elect, but it says by the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. You know, the Lord is a terror. He the king of terrors, like it said in Job, like it says in Job. That's in Job, right? Kind in Job. He's the king of terrors, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's bro. To see that side of the Lord, oh yeah, man, you some shit finna change, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like the brother said, hey, a lot of these men, they done seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want no smoke with the Lord, bro.
Exactly.
You know?
Oh.
Y'all got it?
I have one, but you go ahead.
This is Proverbs 15:31. It says, the ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise.
Ooh. But your ears have to be open. Everybody got ears,
Right.
and everybody can hear the reproof.
Right.
But see, but what does it say in Proverbs 12? I believe in the NLT, it says ears to hear and eyes to see, both are gifts from the Lord.
That's
So
right.
the Lord has to open up your spiritual understanding to actually hear the reproof,
Mm-hmm.
because it's perceived differently if you're listening to it, you know, carnally versus spiritually, man.
That's right.
If you listening to it carnally, you just analyze it and perceive it. Oh, it's a whole bunch of angry, disgruntled Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. They just cursing people out using the Bible. You see that you don't get it.
Right.
But if the Lord actually open up your understanding, you be like, man, the Lord he's giving me a warning through these men. See, you got it.
If I can add real quick before you leave, that gift is not terrible. That's why the Lord always says, if any man, I believe it's if any man have an ear, let him hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the brother said, hey, everybody got ears. So why would he say if any man have an ear,
Right.
let him hear? What does that mean?
Right.
That's that understanding being opened up. Everybody don't have them ears. The angel is blocking the majority of these people. Isaiah, what's the 6th chapter? Bro, they being blocked, bro. They although they see, they can't perceive, although they hear, they can't understand. They don't understand what the hell they listening to, and they can't see what the hell they looking at.
Right.
They're being blocked, bro. You know what? Hidden in plain sight.
Right.
There's things called hidden in plain sight. This crap is happening right before their eyes. The majority of these people can't even see it. They walking around oblivion. What's his name? Ezel?
Yeah.
They walk around that Ezel spirit through. The hammer about to drop on their ass, and they can't see that hammer come down on their ass, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that thief of the night, it's gonna catch them.
It's like an art gallery when you go and you'll see a painting with all certain things on it, and then somebody asks you what you see.
Right.
Everybody sees certain different things.
That's stuff, yo.
The elect see the same thing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
letting our people know this is what's happening. This is what we see in this painting.
Yep.
But our people don't see it at all. They look at it, they see the same thing we're seeing,
Right.
but they can't comprehend. They
It's
can't
like
spiritually comprehend.
It's like, yeah.
No, good.
Just like they pick up the same book,
Yeah.
but they can't get the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, bro. You know,
Right.
just like that paint, you can't see it. You know, you picking up this book and you reading, but you can't get it because it wasn't given to you.
Can't get right.
Can't get right. See how long he like.
Prove that this is all spiritual, man.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Jacob is looking for it.
Right.
They're looking for the truth. Romans 11:7.
Boom.
What then? Israel have not attained that which she looking for.
Yep.
But the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. So Jacob's trying to look at the picture, like, oh, you say you saw this? Let me try to see.
Right.
They trying to read the same scriptures you read. They like, I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you.
That's why they want to send a Gentile.
Yep.
They got same book we reading, but why you can't understand the Gentiles, bro?
Man.
Because it wasn't given to you.
No, it's a
It's
gift.
given to them. It's not given to you. You know, Lord
Yeah.
made a clear separation, bro.
Yeah.
And that also you mind because you said the Romans 11:7
Mhm.
blinder,
Mhm.
and that remind me of what's that one? Is it 1 Corinthians 4? Blinded the heart minds of the
Second Corinthians 12.
2
Yeah,
Corinthians.
yeah.
Yeah, the devil,
Yeah.
this damn
Esau.
Esau, man.
And cover cast.
Right, they cover cast of all the people. Yep, they can't see because this nigga is you know what I'm saying? He done cast all these lies and deceptions. So people, Isaiah 60, you know, in verse 2, this earth is in darkness. These people in gross darkness, ignorance.
Yeah,
You're
right.
ignorant to the fact because this nigga is blinding you.
Yep.
You know,
That's all.
which is your God, the God of this world. That's the Esau, bro.
Mhm.
You know,
It's Isaiah 29 and verse 10 in the NLT. It says, "For the Lord has poured out on you a spirit of deep sleep. He has closed the eyes of your prophets and your visionaries. All the future events in this vision are like a sealed book to them. When you give it to those who can read, they will say, 'We can't read it because it is sealed.'"
there it is.
Right.
And that reminds me of Jeremiah 17:4, man. We lost our heritage, which the Lord gave us, man. That was going into that blinding, you know, what we can't see. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't see. Everything got taken from us. And then the Lord had to, well, he didn't have to, but he chose to wake up a remnant of those people in the latter days. Isaiah 10th chapter and verse 20. And the remnant shall return. He blinded all of us. He put all of our ass to sleep at one point because we all went off, man. So we had to pay for that, you know. But then he had that from Ephesians the first chapter, verse 4, from the foundation of the earth, of the world. You know, he chose, man. You know what I'm saying? That predestination. Those spirits are these same spirits in the earth that's coming back, man. He chose before he ever created anything, man. You know, you get over there. And so the Lord, that's what the Lord did, bro. You know, they don't understand the nature, they don't understand the Lord, man. They don't know it. They don't know his name. They don't know his ways, his nature, how he get down, how he move. They don't know him, man. But the elect knows him, man. You know, and that's why we fear. We now know who this power is and what he's about. Allah Shadia, terrible demon-like power, man. We know that. We understand that. These people about to find that out the hard way, though. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be reintroduced into the earth soon. You know what I'm saying?
So you went to the fear of the Lord. This is back in Proverbs 15 and 33. I read 32. 33 says, "He that refuses instruction despises his own soul, but he that hears."
So that's self-hate.
Yeah,
You not listen to reproof. You know, you really hate yourself because at the end of the day, it ain't hurting the one that's giving you the reproof. He ain't hurt. Like you think starting with the apostles in the middle and down, you really think we'll be here crying because a nigga can't get it?
Right.
Nigga, that's you. That's equivalent to you not paying attention to the fire alarm.
Right.
That's ringing, that's blaring in the middle of midnight.
Right.
Like, nigga, that's on you if you don't get up to pay attention to the fire alarm and actually, you know, move. So
Become a crispy critter.
yeah.
Your choice to become a crispy critter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they heard the Lord, and the Lord already told you.
Yeah.
Because that's hatred to the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, if you refuse his word, his what is it? His rebuke, his reproof. The word, brother. That's the word I was looking for. If you refuse his rebuke, the word that these men are giving you, then you showing hatred toward the Lord. And guess what? The Lord already told you, he that hate me love death, man. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to bring you, bro. So, like it says, that's self-hatred. You hate yourself.
Yep.
Back in Proverbs 15 and 32 in the middle, it says, "But he that hears reproof getteth understanding."
And that's the elect. He that hears reproof getteth understanding. In order to even get understanding, the Lord had to have given it to you from birth. To prove that, there in the second chapter, it says he giveth wisdom to the wise. See? He giveth wisdom to the wise. So there's a certain level of wisdom that the Lord intrinsically designed and built the elect to have before they even were born. Right. He put in their spirits to where when they heard this wisdom, that engrafted word, it was drawn out. So that's why he says he giveth wisdom to the wise. Yep. You know, he gets more understanding. Scripture says if you rebuke a wise man, he'll become even more wise. See, but if you rebuke a scoffer, you're gonna get yourself a block, basically. Like, you know what I mean?
Verse 33, Proverbs 15 and 33, it says, "The fear of the Lord is the instructions of wisdom."
Man, the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom. You want to know why? Because fear, that's the greatest motivator. See, the fear of the Lord, that's what instructed Noah okay, and guided Noah, okay, through his time, man. That's what instructed him.
Yep.
See?
Yeah. Fear the Lord. When you have fear, keep your head on the swivel.
You know,
Because you walk through like somebody, you see someone's movie and somebody walk through a forest with all, and it's dark and you hear all these different noises. What they do, they're constantly looking around, creeping, taking their time. That's what you do in the fear of the Lord. So you can't be like the priest Patak said, you can't be like he's there on Friday walking around willy nilly, la 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 la. You have to constantly keep your head moving, watching and seeing what's going on. The Lord said, watch as well as pray. This is back in verse 33. I'll finish it up here. It says,
bro, ain't nobody praying now.
no.
Everybody's faith is tanked. Ain't nobody got faith no more,
Yep,
bro.
nobody got faith.
You see? That's why Yahweh shall say in Luke 18, when I come, shall I find faith on the earth?
Man,
Because Yahweh by Shema Shah is orchestrating events upon the earth, okay, to get rid of the undesirables and to break their faith in pieces, what they thought they had. Scripture says, that which he thought he had shall be taken from him. So you people thought you had faith in the Lord until, okay, martial law troops, ICE troops ran up your children. You thought you had faith until that chip came out. You thought you had, a lot of Jake thought they had faith in 2020.
Right.
That's what we're gonna keep harping upon that, man, because that shows that a lot of these Israelites that's all law, which really you fake even when it comes to that. You all law and no faith. Okay, well, you see what happens when you don't operate in the spirit of faith,
Right.
and the law of faith. Having faith is a law. You see, you ultimately bitch up, and you fold like a wet paper bag, man. You see, and that's what happened. Only the elect has that faith, bro. That's what's going to cause them to stand stiffly for the names of Yahweh Shemal Shai and get that crown, receive immortality first go around. That's our goal, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're Israelites, and ultimately, yeah, Lord willing, we'll partake into the kingdom of heaven, and every Israelite's gonna be saved. But man, hey, we want to capitalize upon the opportunity that Yahweh Shemal Shai gave us through the Spirit by Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, man. Yahweh Shai didn't offer up his body for us to be mediocre in this truth, man. He wants us to go hard, okay, in the investment that he's given and that he's invested inside of us, man. Our goal is the Lord willing be a part of the tower of the flock, be a part of the 144,000 or the large multitude, man. The elect,
Sure.
having that first right, that first dominion, okay, with Yahweh Shai, man. That's our goal. See, Jake, they just, I'm an Israelite, I'm gonna make it anyway. And that mentality, Lord play a game on your ass. He'll play a trick. You find out you a Canaanite.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's scary. He could do that.
Yeah.
He's the Father of the Spirit. He could do whatever he wants, man.
Yep.
And you can't say nothing about it. So we ain't playing with the Lord, bro. You got it.
This you got some?
I mean, I got something real quick. It's Sirach chapter 34, verse 14. It says to fear the Lord, and you will have nothing else to fear. If you trust in him, you will never act like a coward. So back your point of going into the fear of the Lord, man. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's where it starts. It's the root. It tells you it's the root in the book of Sirach too. I forgot what actual chapter, but when you read the GNT, it says that the fear of the Lord is the root. You know what I'm saying? Of wisdom. You see? But you had made that point about prayer, bro. These people don't pray, man. Only time a nigga pray is in church, bro.
Yep.
You just look at it, just pay attention when you go out, bro. I remember one time, bro, back when I was growing up, when you would go out with your family, bro, and at the restaurant, you would literally see people praying when they get their food. You know, you will see, you look around, they get their food, they'll pray. Bro, you don't see that no more. People don't pray, bro. You know what I'm saying? How much more for us should we be in the spirit of praying, bro?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in the days that we coming into and what we seeing coming down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother said, man, everybody else got their eyes glued like that movie. Don't Look Up. This niggas do this thing, and bro, he saw us. That's that left hand magic, cause he got you niggas doing that shit, man. You niggas don't look up for nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? All these signs in the heavens. You know what I'm saying, that the Lord is giving. All these signs on earth, and Jake ain't seeing it. Jake don't know what time it is, man. You know?
That's right.
What was that scripture again? You just quoted. I said something about the root
Oh yeah, it's in the book of Sirach.
and how it's
It says, matter of fact, I can grab it real quick. This is the book of Sirach. Sirach here. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1. All right, in verse 20, it says, the fear of the Lord is the root of wisdom.
Mhm.
Branches are long life.
Mhm. And the fear of the Lord is the root of wisdom, because the fear is how you receive the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You can't receive wisdom without fearing the Lord. A plant, tree, whatever, it can't. How does it receive nutrients, the water or whatever? Through the root. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you receive it. And when you read in Isaiah the 33rd chapter and verse 6, it says, "And knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation." Salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's why it's the treasure, because it's the root. That's how you receive it. You know what I'm saying? Which is a beautiful thing. I just made me think about that when you said that.
Yeah. Like you said, the tree, you see the tree, it started from, you know what I'm saying? Their root.
Right. The
It
root.
started right there. Their root, it had that root in order for you to, you know what I'm saying? Look at this beautiful tree.
Right.
It started from a root, bro.
Yeah.
Like you said, the fear of the Lord is the fear of the Lord is his treasure. And that gives you when you go into that word treasure, it goes to like the Lord's armory, man.
Mhm.
Literally, it's just a definition that says the Lord's armory. That means you get to tap into those spiritual weapons that the Lord gave us access to.
Right.
You see, not everybody has these Christians. The sword of the spirit, the spirit of the sword. Dude. You know, they got Christian open and everything. The feast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The sword of the spirit and then the breastplate. Them niggas out here naked, dog.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? About to run in the battle naked as hell, man.
That's why Yahweh Shah says, that day comes as a thief in the night, watch, unless I come upon you, you be found naked.
Mhm.
He said, keep your garments, lest you be found walking naked.
Yeah.
And majority of Israelites are naked, meaning they're without the knowledge, they're without the understanding, just as, our foreparents were in the garden, Adam and Eve. When the Lord had the prophet, okay, in the garden, okay, the prophet, basically showed Adam and Eve, they saw that they was naked, meaning they were without the covering of, Yahweh Shemal Shai.
Right.
So see? So
You're
now
Christians.
Yep.
It don't mean they didn't have no clothes on. You
Right.
idiots. Go ahead.
that's it.
Like you.
But once again, you gotta have eyes to see and ears to hear and understand that, man.
Right.
You see, this Bible is filled with all different types of parables and dark sayings and speeches and
Right.
grave sentences, man. So, but the Lord did that, okay, to be a snare and a stumbling block.
Yep.
unto you people, man. This is written for code, ultimate for the elect. See, everybody even have access to the Bible in the ancient world, to the scrolls. That was really for like the upper caste, if you will. Like the priests, the officials, the noblemen. You know. So, but now the Lord then put everybody in the trick bag, okay, by allowing the Bible to be the #1 published book and sold book. Like he told Ezra, he says, publish these things that I tell you to publish and make it public, okay, for let the worthy and unworthy read it.
Mhm.
So most people that have the Bible, they're unworthy.
Right.
You see, they're unworthy ultimately because they're not part of the elect. They don't understand anything of the spirit, man. See, so ultimately the Bible's for the elect, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody else has got one, like Odie Yazak say all the time. The Bible is really for the elect. Everybody else has got one. Sitting on Big Mama's sofa, on her, what you call that, coffee table. A nigga got it on the back of his car, just the sun beating the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all don't even use it in it. Most people don't even have the Bible. They don't even open it.
Right.
And for the people that do open it, you're snared. And then you don't even have the whole roll. Majority of the people, they only got the 66 books.
Right.
What about the Apocrypha? That's a part of the roll.
Right.
You see? So yeah, y'all ain't got it, bro. And it's only through the spirit and mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah that he's giving it to us.
Yeah.
So that's why we're making full proof of our ministry.
Yeah.
We take this Bible serious, man. We read it every day, we study, man, we get into it. You see, this is our long lost love, man. We're coming back.
Yep. That's why we're blessed to be, like it says in Mark 4, about the sword. Some go on the good ground, some go on the stony ground. That's it.
Because I was gonna make that point about those mysteries and the things that ain't for everybody.
Mhm.
You want me to read? I'm gonna start up though.
Go.
I'll start up though. This is Mark chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 9, just to make the point, just reiterate the point. And it reads, and he said unto them, Yahushua is about to speak, red letters, he that had an ear to hear, let him hear. You know, again, everybody has ears. Why does he always make this point, bro? Because it's not for everybody. So it says, verse 10, and when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked him the parable. So going into these parables, and it says, verse 11, and he said unto them, unto you, is red letters, Yahushua is speaking, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them that are without, it wasn't given to you. As a matter of fact, when you read in the NLT, it considers you outsiders.
And who was he talking to? The multitude of people.
Exactly.
Abundance of people.
Right.
He just took
Right.
the disciples on and told them.
Yep.
Broke it down to them.
And those are the Israelites.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Israelites.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you most Israelites, bro. Yahweh Shai ain't dealing with Yahweh Bashmal Shai ain't dealing with, man.
That's right.
Yahweh Shai, bro, Yahweh Bashmal Shai views most of our people as outsiders, right?
Yep.
Yep.
They're profane, right along with Esau.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're outside the temple right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've attached themselves to Esau.
Yeah.
They're under his spirit, under his vibration. They're all about him. So the Lord sees you as them right now. You're a heathen,
Yep.
basically. You know what I'm saying? A Gentile. You're going to be destroyed, man.
Yeah, because there's prerequisites before you can just even come into the temple.
Yep.
You know, when you look at it underneath the Levitical order, you had to be of certain, lineage. You had to, even with that didn't just cut it. You got to go through the rituals. You got to wash and purify your flesh. You got to, wash in the labor.
Right.
You got to offer sacrifices. There's a lot that goes into it before you just, walk up in, man. You see, so Jake, they're not going through the proper steps and requirements, man.
Right.
You just can't just come into this thing. You got to be called. Was that Psalm 65:4? Blessed is the man whom the Lord chooses and causes to approach unto him. First, you got to be called into this thing, man. But that doesn't even just stop. You got to make your calling and election sure. You got to wash yourself so you can stay inside of the Lord's presence, man, and sup with the Spirit. You got this work to do. And the priests, when they went to the tabernacle, they weren't just sitting down, just chilling. No, they were working.
Yeah.
The Lord wants to see his woman work, man. We got to be that Proverbs 31 woman.
Right. And at the end of the day, too, if I can add to that, the script, you have to be chosen. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because scripture say many are called, few are chosen. So ultimately, you have to be a part of that chosen. But those men that he described are going to be those that's chosen. Those are the chosen. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be others that's called too. You got Genesis out here. Come on, man. They through it, bro. They're not part of the chosen, bro. And then you got these other groups as well, man, that's going off. They're they're straying. You know what I'm saying? So they're not part of the chosen. You know what I'm saying? So many are called. A lot of people know they Israelites. That don't end right there, bro. But at the end of the day, you have to be part of chosen. And I'm continuing. This is Mark 4, verse 11 again. It says, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables.
It's a mystery to everyone.
Right.
To us, the Lord has broke it down to get our understanding to us to receive it. Like I say, so the more deeply rooted you are, as it says in Colossians 2, rooted and built up in him, in who? Yahweh Shai. The deeper your roots, the more nutrients you receive. That's the wisdom and knowledge. The deeper you get into this truth.
That's it. Verse 12, it says that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand.
They can see, but yet they blind.
Right.
Like we were mentioning, what is that? You said 2 Corinthians 4, around the 4th verse. God in this world of blinding the mind blinding their mind, basically roughly paraphrasing.
Them that are lost.
Those are them that are lost. See, they think they see, they think they know, but they're actually lost. It's like they what was that? Chevy Chase or one of those was it Family Case? No, Family Vacation. One of them, he always thought he was going the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
It totally lost.
Right.
See, that's the thing. They think they know where they're going, just like Christians. Like I said, the Lord knows my heart. They also say, at this time I accepted the Lord into my heart. The Lord, hey, the Lord choose you. As you say, many are called, few are chosen. You trying to say, oh, well, now I'm gonna let the Lord in. No, the Lord lets you in.
Yeah, I'm gonna accept you. I'm gonna accept you, Lord.
Yeah.
Right.
How you Yeah,
Nah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Nah, you go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, how would you feel as a man if your woman told you that? I
Right.
chose you.
Right.
You funky bitch. Like,
Hmm.
I chose you. You better be glad I chose you.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's an insult, bro. You tell the king, I
Right.
chose you.
Shoot.
You down here in Babylon the Great, got arthritis, constipated, and you tell the Most High, I chose
I
you.
chose you.
Get out of here, man.
Through. That's through right there.
That's true.
John 15, though.
Yeah.
Outside broke it down.
Yep.
You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
That's it.
So, hey, stop, man. Stop with the madness. You Christians throw it off, bro.
That's a part of that scripture you quoted though, 2 Corinthians 4, by gospel be hid to those that's blinded by the God of this world. Because Esau gave everybody the false illusion that you had some type of importance.
Mhm.
Right.
See, when you come into this thing, man, you understand, like, bro, I'm just dust.
Right.
The Lord don't need me.
Why is Earth and Ashes proud?
Right. That's it.
Come on,
That's
bro.
it. That's it.
Come on, man.
You gotta come here in a humble heart.
Yeah.
You can't come in here all boasting and proud. No, the Lord, even when you get into the truth, the Lord's gonna bring you down some. Because what, you gotta build up a new man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you keep that old man be within, you ain't gonna get it.
That's why Sirach, that's Sirach, the 2nd chapter says what
Right.
it says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my son, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, because man, hey, if you come to this thing, the Lord, what makes you close to the Lord? That broken heart and that contrite spirit. So he got to, like you say, he got to break you down,
Mhm.
and he does it in all different types of ways. To different, he knows how each of his spirits are created, so he knows how to touch each believer in their way.
Yeah.
He may hit you with a physical ailment. He may hit you with, afflictions in the mind or financial, a lot of things. One of the major things for us men is women. You know, he does something with that woman, and but however the Lord does it, he's got to humble you, man.
Right.
You see, because coming out of the Babylon the Great, man, in the spirit, bro, we covered with filth, man. So we got to be washed. We got to be broken. So the Lord, like you said, so the Lord can build us back up, and that new man that he's looking for, man. So we can be conformed to the image of his son.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Just finishing out, it says, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. And that proves that the Lord don't want everybody.
Right.
Because it says lest at any time. That means for fear of. So he don't want you, man. He don't want everybody, man. He wants his elect, those that were predestined from the foundation of the world, man.
Right.
So real quick, verse 13, it says, and he said it to them, know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know, Salakia, and how then will ye know all parables? If you can't break this one down, you're not gonna be able to break none of them down, basically. You ain't gonna be able to get it.
Any case style. You ain't get it, you ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it.
Right.
Yeah, Revelation 13:16. You
Yeah.
can't break that down.
Right.
That's why scripture says, let him that have wisdom
Yeah.
count the number
Yep.
of the man. And when you read in NLT, it says wisdom is needed here. See? But who did the Lord give wisdom to? The elect, and the elect only.
That's it.
And then, like I say, the great millstone we have, that's why we constantly say we had the 100% truth from our apostles on down, because they stick with the same script and they have, so it continues on. If you look at these other guys, look at IUIC, look at Genesis, all these their doctrine changed throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Now heathens can be saved, they can be delivered. You know what I'm saying? All these things that they changing. IUIC changed the doctrine every 3 or 4 months, seem like, on different topics.
Mhm.
So that lets you know where the truth lies as well.
It says,
yes. Yeah, just real quick,
Yeah.
brother. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and 13. It says, if we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. He cannot deny himself. And the NOT, if we are unfaithful, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny who he is. So like you said, Jake is over here every day, every week, changing up the breakdown. Does that mean something's wrong with the Lord and the truth? No. It just means that your ass is unfaithful.
Yeah.
So this truth is pure, it's untainted.
Right.
It's holy. Psalms the 12th chapter says, for the word of the Lord is tried 7 times. It's as pure as gold and silver, man. So the truth is pure. So the problem ain't in this ministry, the problem is you.
Yeah.
That's why Jake is changing. Ain't because the Bible changes, the word of the Lord changes. The Lord changes his mind now. No, man, it's just you changing like the scripture says, a foolish man changes as the moon.
Yep.
You know how the moon has its cycles, it's full one day, next day it's going through the waning process, and then that's how Jake is. They going in the cycle, man. Like they were in the wilderness, going in circles. And the Lord just had to kill their ass off.
That's it.
The Lord was the same the whole time.
Right. And he tells you in Malachi the 3rd chapter, he changes not.
Right.
He's Yahushua said in Hebrews 13:8 that he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So he don't change either. And he came to do will of the Father, pursuant to John, the 6th chapter in verse 38, I believe. So, bruh, they ain't changing, it's you, like the brother said. So back in Mark 4:14, it says, the sower soweth the word. Verse 15, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
Yeah, they got symptoms. That's like something like say they'll go into that when you read up in the chapter. Some fell on that different type of grounds, and they got the root wasn't deep. I mean, it wasn't deep enough than what happened. That wind blew and blew them away, which was Satan. So, like I say, you don't have that. If you ain't got that truth and that, and basically that fear of the Lord, and you ain't on that good ground, like I say, Satan can come sift you. And now it's nothing new under the sun. Just like when we read the Maccabees, they said, "Hey, we got to basically join together with the heathens." Even when during the time we left Egypt, during the Exodus, what did they say? They started missing the leaves. Oh, we were doing good over there. They wanted to go back to the devil. Now, like you said, Taraji B. Henson, save us, Joe. Then there's, save us, Trump. Who you gonna say save you next? When you gonna say save us? Yahweh Shemel Shah. The elect is gonna call out to Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's why I said in Isaiah, was that 61? We're here to preach to the meek and the brokenhearted. We ain't looking for a man to save us. We're looking for our deliverer, looking for our power.
He said, "No man shall redeem you."
That's right.
And Yahushua basically is that rock. If you don't if you build your house on sand opposed to the rock, there's a parable that goes into that, an account that goes into that, your house gonna get blown down. But that foundation is what it's about. Yahushua is that rock, man. You're supposed to build, that cornerstone. You're supposed to build, supposed to be your foundation, man. You know what I'm saying?
Part of that building.
Right. And Satan can't mess with that, man.
Yeah, that's the dirtiest job in building any type of structure, is building that foundation.
Right.
See, Jake just want to look cute, but in order to have a good, strong, long-standing structure, you gotta get down in dirt. You gotta get in the mud, man. Build that foundation. And the elect they're building correctly, as they're patterned off of that chief cornerstone, Yahweh Shah. Right. So we're in the foundation process as the Lord is raising up the house of David, and the house of David as it was in the days of old. We're in the foundation process, man. So it doesn't look, this phase of the ministry, it doesn't look appealing to our people.
Right.
It looks boring, it looks tedious, it looks too hard, it looks too, but just wait until the Lord get done building. Because Yahweh Shah, what's it say in 2 Samuel the 7th chapter? The Most High through the prophet Nathan told David, "Hey, through your loins, through your lineage, I'm going to raise up a son. He's going to build a temple for my name forever." That's happening right now in the spirit, man. You're looking at the third temple being built. See, but Jake, they're not interested in this process, this phase of the building.
Right.
But just wait, man, until it's actually done. You're going to be like, man, I wish I would. Nope. I would. Yeah, exactly.
They just want to live in a house. They don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They don't want to go through the project. Imagine you building a house from the ground up. You're going to enjoy that. You're going to be able to enjoy the fruits. So it's a, you know what I'm saying? A different spirit of feeling that you have because you built it.
Right.
You helped build it.
Yeah.
Imagine being a part of those first fruit spirits that help build this new government of the new world, man. That's right.
That's why Yahweh Shah made that promise to his elect in Revelation 3:12. Says, "To him that overcometh and keepeth my works, to him will I give a new name, and I will make him a pillar in the house of my power," man. So the Most High, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, is going to make his elect men pillars. Okay, what are pillars? Pillars is, they're support. Those are the things that actually hold up and bear the weight, of that structure. So that's going to be the case for, first and foremost, Yahweh Bashar Shah, and then the elect men. Those are the chief fathers of the house, man.
Right. Now I was just gonna add because you said the pillars they you said they hold up, they support to hold up the house, but what supports the pillars? The foundations, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Right now we're stones. We're by the end we're gonna be them pillars. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
like the brother said. The beginning, we're in the beginning phases. The stones. We each a stone. Hey, by the time this thing is over, we're gonna be them pillars, man.
Yeah.
Lord willing.
Yeah.
Lord willing.
Anyway,
Anyway,
and when you go through, when you look at the process Solomon went through, when he was building the temple of Yahweh in was that First Kings, the 7th chapter, those stones that he used to build the temple, it says that those stones, they were prepared outside before he brought them.
Yeah.
So they were prepared outside in the field, okay, before he brought them to actually be, placed in the temple. So Lord willing, with those lively stones, we're being prepared outside the field. I mean, we're being prepared as we're scattered.
right.
We're those scattered stones, but the Lord's preparing each stone, bro.
Yep.
You see? And who is Solomon? Yahweh Shah, you can receive it.
Yep.
So he's undergoing the same principle, the same method, man. He's preparing his stones outside in the field, man.
That's right.
Okay?
That's heavy. A little bit more, brothers. Mark 4:16, it says, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they had heard the word immediately received it with gladness.
On stony ground,
Mm-hmm.
and they received it with gladness.
Mm-hmm.
So they heard the word and they felt good, like it says in what is that, Revelation 10, when when it tastes it's sweet, but when it gets to your stomach, it's bitter.
Mhm.
Yeah, they heard it and they heard this word and they tasted it. It was like it was good to them.
Right.
Is it got a little more?
And you finally find out, like, damn,
Yep.
the letter J was invented in 1524, so his name ain't G. And you get outside and you find out about the names. His name was Yahweh.
Yeah.
Not knowing, you're not considering.
Right.
Okay, now he holds you to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Now he knows you know.
Right.
Okay.
That's a lot of these niggas that walk by be hearing the word, hey, y'all watch me out, y'all watch me out, and they keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just keep walking. They heard the word, and it was good to them. Now they can go around and tell their co-workers and tell people, we're Israelites, but it's that's not it. That's not the end all be all. You got to continue to grow in this thing. The
Mm-hmm.
Lord gave you the understanding. Now you're supposed to do what? That knowledge is supposed to increase it.
It says, verse 17, it says, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
Yep. So what is they being chastised? They hear this word, but then, like I said, when the persecution comes, they what? They fall out. They get away. They try to get back into the word. So they're not going to receive that reward of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I'm gonna quickly back up some on that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 5. It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall great, you know what?
3 and 5.
3 and 5. Comes. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, but though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is there a hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. And Yahweh Shema Shai proved them and found them worthy for himself. So the ones that, like say, they're not deeply rooted, they get a little chastised. They get swept up by that wind. They get plucked up.
Real quick, I think it's second. Real quick, just to back that up. Just head over that.
Cause the wind, like say, when you ain't deeply rooted, as you know, even if you water in a plant and it don't have no deep roots, the water go down to that bottom of that soil. It may get a little, get a little bit of that, but it's not. But when it's all the way deeply rooted, that water can get in with that soil. It basically it really nourishes. It really help it grows faster, and that do what? That causes your roots to increase, get deeper, get tighter into that soil. But when you ain't deep enough for when it ain't deep, it's pulling, but it's barely getting that water. It's like we have a straw. You got all the way to the bottom, you can take the water, but if you have the water at a certain point, and the straw is right above it. You got to suck it so hard for it to pull up some of that water.
Mm.
See, that's the ones that ain't gonna withstand these trying times. They're gonna easily get plucked up or get blown away by the wind.
It's too heavy for them.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is light affliction.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But to the average of our people, it's too heavy for them. They don't even want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, Jay just want to chill, bro.
Yeah, they want to
You know what I'm saying? But this was a light affliction that's going to for a moment work for us a far more and exceeding weight of glory, man. So we can't even fathom what we're about to receive, man.
Right.
You know, yeah, we done been through a little something, but really at the end of the day, we're gonna look back on it and we're gonna be like, damn, we was tripping.
Yeah.
We was tripping, bro, when we receive everything we're gonna receive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, but a little more, okay, we almost done, bros. Verse 18, it says, "And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word."
Sown among thorns. Or what's thorns? Though thorns and thistles. You try to stick your hand in there, what it's gonna basically suffocate it out. When you some growing on with thorns, it's gonna eventually tighten and suffocate it out. And you know, thorns, you try to reach in and help or reach in for it is what, pluck you. You don't want to be sown in with thorns. You got thorns, one thing you're gonna do is what? You got all these vines with thorns and things, you're gonna burn them up. You know, you gotta burn them up, but you're gonna get caught up with the thorns that's gonna get burnt up.
And Brother Baltic read this from verse 19, "And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lusts of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful." Well, I think you read it in another chapter. But and the last one is, "And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100.
You know, like I said, that word, the ones that are deeply rooted, it's gonna receive that word, and like I say, it's gonna bring forth good fruit. And what happens when you bring forth good fruit, it constantly flourishes, and you have an abundance, something that can last. But if you ain't following that good ground, you're gonna get done up, you're gonna get burnt up. But with the spirit of God watching our shot, we all, you know, Lord willing, we are the fruit, that good fruit. We're gonna constantly grow, and we're waiting for the Lord. So we lowly in this place, but yet we have riches, as it says in Matthew 6. We have riches, you know, and we basically are within that vine of Yahweh Shemel Shah. And we're gonna continue on, Lord's willing, and constantly endure, as we talk about in Sirach 2. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elected Israel. We like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
the honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to your Akim, pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.